time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a Red Riding Cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood.
Magic mirror on my hand, who is the prettiest one of all?
Over the 7 hills beyond the 7th hall, in the cottage of Holy Criscalis dwelt the Nakapulang fairest of all.
If I'm the fairest of them all, then why don't I have a Prince Charming so handsome I could fall?
Renee falls back to sleep in deep distress, but little does she know that her Prince Charming is outside waiting for her. Who would have guessed?
Help! 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 Help!
Have fear no more, because mighty Irish is at your door. Flies high like a mighty eagle, flies fast like flickering lightning. So what are you waiting for? Hold my hand and let's go.
Hey there, sweet princess. Upon my wheels, for I assure you of most protection that even the slightest scratch won't lay on her fair delicacy.
I don't need them. I need to call the fairies.
Poor Princess Renee. You may have your Prince Charming, but look who's having a hard time because of the lack of knowledge about disasters. But since we heard you, we will grant your wish. Here's the first to educate you about earthquakes.
What is earthquake? It is a sudden and violent shaking of the ground, sometimes causing great destruction, as a result of movements within the Earth's crust or volcanic action. About 50,000 earthquakes, large enough to be noticed without the aid of instruments, occur annually over the entire Earth. But where does earthquake occur? Earthquakes can occur at your home, at school, at the mall, everywhere at any time. It does not choose a specific time and place to happen. But why is Philippines prone to earthquakes? The Philippine Islands take form as the Pacific Ring of Fire, where most active volcanoes and earthquakes occur. Over 300 volcanoes are located here, and over 24 are active according to FIFOS. Of this, over 100 are of sufficient size to produce substantial damage if their centers are near areas of habitation. Over the centuries, they have been responsible for millions of deaths and an incalculable damage to properties.
So let us now determine what causes earthquakes. Earthquakes are caused by a sudden release of stress along faults in the Earth's crust. The continuous motion of tectonic plates causes a steady build-up of pressure in the rock strata on both sides of a fault until the stress is sufficiently great that it is released in a sudden jerking movement. The resulting waves of seismic energy propagate through the ground and over its surface, causing the shaking we perceive as earthquakes. So how much warning is given? Unfortunately, we can predict future occurrences of earthquakes, but early warning alerts are typically delivered 3 to 5 seconds after an earthquake starts. That's the time it takes for seismic waves to travel to the closest stations. And for computers to analyze the data, if you are less than 10 miles from the epicenter, it is unlikely you will get a warning. Data is sent to the PFOC's Data Receiving Center or DRC to determine earthquake parameters such as magnitude, depth of focus, and epicenter. Together with reported fault intensities in the area, earthquake information is released once these data are determined.
Crying, screaming, and panting in horror can be the response of someone who encounters an earthquake, indeed the damsel in distress. Different people possess different counters in a particular situation. However, the effects of an earthquake on every person is the same: destruction. Above all, we can't argue that an earthquake is one of the most destructive natural phenomena. The effects may differ for every person, but everyone experiences the same damage. When a strong earthquake hits your place, no matter what they are or who they are, nothing is less and nothing is more. Damage is damage.
The following are the damages an earthquake could leave. Intense shaking of the ground can cause numerous injuries and, at worst, death to people. The second one, earthquakes may destroy an individual's well-being. The third one, it can make different bridges and infrastructure collapse in just a snap of a finger, and this may cause the economy to slow down. The fourth one, earthquake destroy human resources. Lastly, an earthquake may cause secondary disasters like landslide, tsunamis, and more. For students, it may cause physical injuries and usher mental disorders like anxiety, stress, and trauma. School facilities may collapse, which temporarily puts their classes on hold. Meanwhile, for farmers, the root system of their crops will be damaged, which may lead to crop destruction. The stability of the soil weakens by the intense shaking. All of this will result in the loss of livestock. Not only that, farmers aren't exempted from the physical injuries and traumas an earthquake can cause. Lastly, for laborers and office employees, just like for other people, an earthquake can cause physical injuries to these people. The chance of getting harmed is higher since these people tend to work in a community with numerous infrastructures that may collapse once an earthquake hits.
Does the reported natural phenomenon affect the people all the time? Certainly, it has an impact. Natural disasters such as explosion, earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, or fires have an ongoing impact on every human being on Earth. The risk of physical harm or death increases during disasters. You run the dangers of experiencing issues with your physical and emotional health due to such stresses. Through overcrowding, pollution, the combustion of fossil fuels, and deforestation, humans have a significant negative impact on the physical environment. Climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water have all been brought on by changes like this. So how strong are the most damaging events? They are the most deadly and destructive natural disasters that bring about destruction.
First one is in Valdivia, Chile in May 1960 with magnitude 9.5. Prince William Sound, Alaska in May 28, 1964 with magnitude 9.2. Third one is in Sumatra, Indonesia, December 26, 2004 with magnitude 9.1. Fourth one is Sendan, Japan, March 11, 2011 with magnitude 9. Russia, November 4, 1952 with magnitude 9.
How big should a natural phenomenon be for it to consider as a hazard? Does size even matter? The size of a natural phenomenon may not have any effect on its ability to cause harm, but this is not the case with a person or property. Earthquakes may be small or large, but most of large earthquakes can lead to catastrophic losses of life and property. if the earthquake happened in a populated area? There are several reasons for people to live near hazard areas. For example, poor economic conditions can cause people to move to the affected areas because their job opportunities are better or the cost of living is low. Another reason is that many disasters have occurred over the time, and people have built new homes close by so they can be easily reached if an earthquake happens and they need help.
There is no way we can stop a natural hazard strike from occurring, but what we can do is lessen the risk of disaster and damage that these hazards can cause. We should always be prepared every time a natural hazard strikes, such as an earthquake. We should learn and identify the hazards that can be triggered when an earthquake occurs, and strengthen the foundation of the structures around us. Knowledge about disaster preparedness and safety is also an important factor in lessening the damages natural hazards can cause.
One thing you can do when an earthquake hits is drop, cover, and hold. You can protect yourself if you drop on your hands and knees before the earthquake knocks you down. This can protect you from falling down but still provide you with mobility if you need to move. Cover your head and neck, hide underneath a sturdy table or get down near a wall to protect you from falling debris and provide you with a safe space. And finally, hold your position until the shaking stops and be prepared to move.
Now that we, the perch, had finally helped another princess in need, we also need to say that there's no such thing as Prince Charming in reality, unlike in fairy tales. So, let's end her peaceful dream and live her life acknowledging the lessons we have taught.
So it was all just a dream.
Go! 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 Go!
Over the 7 jeweled hills, beyond the 7th hall, in the cottage of the Holy Cross College,
Go! O, cut na lang. O, 1, 2, 3, go.
Go!
help!
Huwag kang mawawa. 1, 2, 3, go.
Help! Help! Minus 0 talaga ako.
Di ba tagilid?
Hindi man. How big siya man?
Go!
Uy! Go! Go, go, go!
Ulitin mo, gumalaw yan.
Go!
Ay, guys, magawin na tayo na mga dito. Ang mga dito. Sabihin niyo kung may na-spot kayo.